All right, how we doing, folks? Doing this presentation on Tiger Stadium in Detroit, Michigan. It is no longer a stadium anymore. It got knocked down between between 2000 and 2010, sometime around there. Detroit Tigers used this stadium from 1912 to 1999. So, a little intro. Um, Quick facts. First game was in 1912. About 23,000 spectators were in attendance. It was named the corner because if you see right here, it's on the corner of Trumbull and Michigan Avenue. So they kind of wedged the stadium into that corner. And at the time of its closing, it was the second oldest ballpark in America, right after Fenway Park in Boston. And it also housed the Detroit Lions football team from 38 to 39 and 41 to 74. So last time Detroit Lions ever won was when they were playing outside. Kind of a couple of quick facts about it about this stadium too. Eminem actually shot a music video in the stadium. He's from Detroit. He kind of shot it in the ruins of the stadium, as you can see down here. There's no bleachers or anything like that. They had already pulled it out. And way back in the day, Ty Cobb, he was one of the fastest players in baseball. The grounds crew would spray an area down right down the first base line so he could bunt, and it would slow down his bunts. And he'd get to first base. Couple of quirks that they had with this stadium. Whenever they renovated it and built onto it, they built the bleachers, the second tier right over top of the first tier, and that was actually separate from the stadium. So you had to actually leave in order to get from the first tier to the second tier. You had to actually leave the stadium and return because they were both separate parts of the stadium. And the right field, it actually overhung a little bit. So right here, as you can see, it was 325 if you hit a pretty good sky high fly ball into right field, and it was 315 below. So made it tough on the right fielder in order to judge fly balls and all that whenever he was whenever they would get hit out there. So they also had a flagpole in play out in dead center field. I don't know the exact dimensions of dead center field. I think it was somewhere around 400. But as you can see right here, it did have a pad around it, but still chasing a fly ball out in the center field. It's kind of something else you have to worry about. They did have that in the new stadium that the Tigers built, Comerica Park, and they ended up taking it out due to safety concerns out in uh, out in center field. So it was actually the same flagpole too. Some nods, teams that paid a little homage to Tiger Stadium because this was a very popular stadium. It was near and dear to fans in Detroit. But in Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, they had Tiles Hill. Forgot Tiles' first name, but he was the old owner of the Houston Astros. And as you can see, there was a little hill, and then there was a foul pole in play, or a flag pole in play, excuse me. And for a long time, that was a mainstay of the park. And then eventually, players complained about it, and they were worried about their safety, especially with the hill chasing a fly ball down. Jim Edmonds actually made a really good catch on that hill in I think 2005. Um, but actually it was earlier than that. But they took away Tiles Hill and they put the batter's eye with this green like ivy kind of thing back there. The fans didn't really care for it from fans that I've talked to about it, but if it's safe for the players, that's what they had to do. Globe Life Park over here in Arlington, Texas, is no longer used by the Texas Rangers anymore. But they built this overhang as kind of a nod to Tiger Stadium. Although it doesn't overhang, the beams and all that were kind of the same way that Tiger Stadium had their stadium fixed. So this so this and this backdrop right here is a backdrop of the last game in Tiger Stadium. So it was the Yankees and the Tigers in 1999, and a lot of cameras flashing and all that whenever the last pitch was going on.